Alright, now this is the last step in the process. What we're going to do is we're going to, as you can see here, paste the finished data with valid emails back into our main sheet. So I'm going to just grab all this, copy. I'm actually going to delete what we have here, and I'm going to replace it with what we just found. And I'm going to just move this over here, copy it into the verification column, and now we have found 21, or these are examples, so I'll get rid of them, but 19 good leads. We first went on to the, just as a recap, first we went to clutch.co, which was our lead pool, but I have different lead pools, right? We could have also scraped them from this website. This is another one. Not sure why that's not working. Okay, so we could have scraped the companies from here too. Some of them are the same. Anyway, once we scraped those companies, we checked them on LinkedIn to make sure that they had the right number of employees, the right location of the headquarters, and the right type of company. We checked out their website to make sure the website was actually a good website and it was professional and it worked properly and it was offering the right services that we're trying to right services based on the company we want to reach. Then we looked for the person we're trying to reach. So in this case, I showed you here, we only wanted to reach out to CEOs, founders, co-founders, etc. So those are the people we're reaching out to. We went on LinkedIn and we found them, their first and last names. Then we opened up this sheet over here and we used email hunter to validate these emails, or sorry, to guess these emails. And then the ones that Hunter could not find, we guessed ourselves using a tool called the email permutator, which is really helpful. And we use Gmail to guess the emails, or to validate the emails this way. And then once we had all of these emails guessed, we then put them into another new sheet, and we downloaded it, uploaded it to Never Bounce, which is a tool to to validate emails. We used Never Bounce, we downloaded them again, put it back over here, and we had valid emails, accept all emails, and invalid emails. So then we filtered to only show accept all emails, and we checked each email to see if they were valid or not using this trick. And any emails that were valid, we changed to valid. Any emails that were invalid, we changed to invalid. Then we took these emails and pasted them back over here, and using their first and last name once again, we used the exact same email permutator and Gmail trick to guess the invalid emails. And once we had all of our emails that were validated, we then took these all and pasted them back in. So now you can just delete these sheets because we're not going to use them anymore. And this is an example sheet that I made, by the way. My actual outreach sheet that you're going to be working in is right here. It looks very similar, but I just made this as an example. And so after all that work, you can see that we have about 19 good leads. These are all pre-qualified, the right type of company, the right website, the right person, and a valid email. Again, if you were doing this on a larger scale, then you would probably want 150 companies to start, because as you notice, we're deleting them as we go. We're deleting companies that aren't in the right place. We're deleting companies that don't have the right amount of employees. We're deleting companies that are not the right type of company. And we're deleting companies where we can't find the person's email and validate it. We're deleting invalid emails, that kind of thing. So as you go down, you're going to thin out the list. But if you start with like 150, you're going to work your way down to 120 or 100. But this is the process. This is what I found to be the best. And this is how I want it done every single time. I've tried hiring people in the past and letting them do their own thing, and I just found it to be a disaster every single time. And I know that this system works very well. Very low bounce rates, very high response rates, very high meeting book rates. So this is how I want this done. In my opinion, from my experience, I've been doing this for years. This is the best way to do it. So that's kind of the summary. You have it step by step now. If I tell you to do 100 leads, I want you to go through. If you do, let's say you want 100 leads, and after you do all this, you only have 80, then restart the process, right? So let's say you get to the very end and you are supposed to have, let's say you're supposed to have 30 leads and you only get to 20 because you deleted too many. You're going to have to start again. You go back up and you go back to the lead pool and you start scraping more companies, and you do the same process until you have at least the amount that is requested. And this is how you get the best quality data. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Let me think. I'm going to pause and think real quick. So I just realized what I was going to say. Sometimes what's going to happen is, excuse me, sorry. Sometimes what happens is you'll run out of leads on the lead pool. So like if you only have a list of 100 companies, and you only find 50 good leads, you're going to need more companies, right? So what you do then is, I'm going to first of all give you multiple lead pools, and sometimes lead pools will have overlap, so you might have the same company twice. You just have to watch out for that. And by the way, if you're in my spreadsheet and you ever use the same company twice in a row, it's going to highlight with red like this, so you know there's a duplicate, right? It has to be the exact same. Same with the emails, actually. If you have the same email twice, it'll highlight. So let's say you avoid that. But anyway, we don't want duplicates. But when you do run out of websites, or companies, sorry, from a lead pool, I'm going to have multiple lead pools that you can go through. But usually I would say ask me, because I think I'd prefer to give you a lead pool that I know is a good one. After a while, if you've been working with me for a while, then you can try and find your own lead pool. As long as the companies fit the criteria that I asked for, it should be fine. But I'd really prefer that if you do find your own lead pool, you show it to me first so I can check it, because some lead pools are not good. And the whole point of a lead pool, and you should know this by now by watching my preliminary trainings, but the whole point of a lead pool, it's essentially a list of companies where your target customer hangs out. So for example, if I'm selling to digital agencies, Clutch is like a place where digital agencies hang out. It's a list of 200,000 agencies, right? But not only that, I'm selling marketing. I'm selling leads. And these agencies would only be here if they wanted more leads, right? Because this is a directory, so people come here for business. So these agencies are getting leads. Some of them are even paying for leads here, right? They're sponsors. So not only is it a list of the kinds of companies I want to reach, but they're also showing interest in what I'm offering from being here. So that's why the lead pool is important, because if you're pulling your leads from a random place like Sales Navigator or somewhere else, and there's not a second criteria aside from company size and whatnot, if it's just a random company, they might not want what you're offering. It's going to be a lower success rate. So if you run out of companies to reach out to from the lead pool, which shouldn't happen, but if it does, try and find another one and then show it to me via Upwork, and I will get back to you after I review it to continue. And yeah, that's everything though. So hopefully this works. Hopefully this helps you. I spent a lot of time doing these training videos, so I hope that they work. And I hope that if you follow this process, if you follow every single video that I just showed you, like step by step, you should be just fine. So yeah, thank you.